Yay! School dance season is upon us, and I'm excited even though I'm not going. Doesn't matter. So, homecoming is rapidly approaching, or if you're watching this a little later in the year, prom, winter formal, any sort of school dance, all these tips are going to be applicable. So, homecoming, you want to have an awesome time, you want your crush to ask you girls. So, here are a few tips for how to have the best possible homecoming. Number one, you want to focus your energy on the boy you want to go with. I know this sounds very easy and obvious, but in a way, I found that the hardest part about life is figuring out what it is you want. It's like going to a restaurant. If you don't order something, nothing's ever going to come. So you need to set your intention and set your goal on one person specifically. Actually, make that three. I want you to set your intention on three people you would be totally cool going with. Maybe one is like the ultimate top tier pie in the sky crush. Number two is the guy who isn't that ultra crush, but if he asked you, you would have a lot of butterflies and you'd feel awesome. And number three is the guy friend or the non-romantic person who, if he asked you, okay, wouldn't be the most romantic night of your life, but you know you would have a good time. And I want you to set your intention for those three people. Now, when you set your intention, like I said, one might be this pie in the sky, super fantasy guy. I don't want you to put that much stock in this dude. So if you, say, have a crush on the most popular guy in school, you need to recognize it's a good possibility that is not going to happen. Especially if you don't have a rapport with this person. People date inside their social circles. If you want to break into his social circle, I have a video on that, how to become popular and rise the social ladder. But this might not be the time that you do that. That's a long game. That's a long goal to follow. So if you want the most popular guy in school to ask you, great goal, but don't put the rest of your social life on hold at that expense. That's like me saying, okay, well, I'm going to this gala on Friday, but I'm not going unless Zac Efron is my date. Okay. Don't make sacrifices for something that mathematically and realistically might not happen. If a guy does not know you that way, if you don't have that rapport, that relationship, the chances of him saying, hey, girl I don't talk to, let's go to homecoming, it's low. So, like I said, have three. So, I want you to put out the same kind of hints to say the first two, not necessarily the friendship guy, because if he's going to ask you, he's going to ask you anyway, whatever. You're not into it. So, the first two, you're going to be because simultaneously, you're going to say this thing, and it's going to let him know that not only do you want to be asked by him, you want to be asked in a showy way. Because we know, even if we're easily embarrassed girls, we like the grand gesture. We like it. I was always asked to school dances in a very grand way. I loved it. It still sticks with me. So this is what you say. Oh my gosh, you see how Jake asked Madison to homecoming? I know. The balloons in the car, that whole thing. I know, it was crazy. But, we're girls. We like that kind of thing. Love it. I'd love it. Be embarrassing. Love it. So, yeah. I'm excited for the dance. Are you? I think it'll be really fun. Yeah. It's all about who you go with. Do you see my flirty looks and my eye contact? I was looking at my fridge, but I have very strong feelings towards my fridge and its contents right now, so you get what I mean. You want that phrase incorporated your approval and appreciation for the way another girl got asked in a showy way. It showed your approval and appreciation for the dance itself. And most importantly, you said it's all about who you go with. And you made eye contact. That was a mental link for that boy. Who you go with, me, sexy eye contact, you. You're creating a bridge that he's going to walk across. Last but not least, what if you get asked by someone you're not into? I don't want to sound like your mom here, but you need to say yes. You do. You do. Unless this ask is so far out of left field, someone who you don't know, someone who maybe is physically repulsive to you. I don't mean this in a guy friend, you're just not into him, physically repulsive, where you know that if you went, you would not only have a terrible night yourself, you would ruin his night. So unless those things are present, you go. Because like I said, this homecoming, this school dance, this prom, this whatever, is not the make or break night for your romantic future. Unless you have a boyfriend, it's probably not going to be a super romantic night anyway. What your goal is fun. You want to go with a guy who's going to be low drama, who's going to compliment you and get that look on his face when you walk down the stairs all glammed up. You know what I mean, the look. It's like the look people get when they eat a really delicious piece of dessert and they're like, oh, amazing. That's what you want. Someone who's going to dance and have fun, someone who's going to pay for the check, someone who's going to get you a nice corsage, who's going to open your doors, and really going to make you feel like a princess. And the person you feel the most strongly towards isn't always the person who's going to make you feel like a princess. So you really need to evaluate that. So like I said, if someone who you're not super into, the guy friend, maybe asks you, say yes. It's very difficult and scary to ask a girl to anything. Ladies, you know, you put your heart out there before and had it been rejected, and it hurts. You don't want to be that person. And also, most importantly, say you have a crush on someone, he's not the one who asked you. Good. Let that guy see what happens when he's lazy. Dating, it's the law of the jungle. The person who gets there first wins. And this guy, your crush, needs to know that you're not just going to sit around waiting for him to ask, waiting for that opportunity to come up. You've got options. What would Beyonce do? Well, I don't know what she would do in this situation, to be honest. But you see where I'm going with this. So if a guy asks you who you are not into, this is what you say. You want to be kind, a little honest, but also save a few, or tell a few dignity-saving lies. Just be like, you know, that sounds so fun, but to be honest, I think I'm going to go with somebody else. We're sort of working it out right now, and I don't want to tell you yes and then have to change my mind, so I should probably just say no, but let's definitely dance when we're there together, right? Totally say me dance. How about third slow song? Okay, I'll see you there. It's easy. You put them off, but in a gentle way. Or you can say, like, you know what? I think a bunch of my friends and I, we're going to go stag. Like, that's just sort of, like, what we're into right now. But, yeah, like, I'll totally see you there. Like, totally come talk to me. You can easily reject someone without being cruel. Okay? So, focus on the target. Set your intention. Drop some hints. Say yes if you need to. And if not, reject with dignity. Yay! So much fun.